market. That is the first possible strategy, and numerous companies have used that possible strategy. The second possible strategy is through production in our region to supply the market of European Union. Just in time, just in sequence. You have only one border crossing and you have entered EU. The third possible strategy is based on already we heard about free trade agreement with Russian Federation. That is very important point. So we have, for example, French companies that have invested in production in our region and have exported or 100% to Russian market. And the fourth possible strategy, and that is what is happening today, we have companies coming from BRIC countries that are investing in our region in order to enter the market of European Union. And that is for us new development, very interesting one. We have one Chinese investment we are negotiating, quite big investment from India. So that is the fourth possible strategy that we have recognized. Here you will see some of the names. Basically the statement for our region is we have over 220 companies that have invested 5.7 billion euros and are employing 68,000 people. So, and some of the names you will see, the main sectors are in agribusiness. Under that, we recognize everything that is needed for agricultural production, but as well food and beverage industry that is coming after that. Then metal processing, machine engineering, automotive components. And the fourth, already mentioned part is IT industry that we are, okay, somehow we will solve that. The IT industry that has also very good development in the past few years. So, for example, Locher is Siemens daughter company employing today 500 people producing generators for windcraft. Very, very successful story. As well as Lohr is a French company that is exporting 100% for Russian Federation. Drexelmeier is automotive component group, is machine engineering company producing water pumps. And as well, Heineken, InBev producing Beck's beer for the whole region. Heineken and Carlsberg is, I don't see, but it is also in our region. Why? We heard some of the reasons, and I congratulate once again to young colleague with his team. They have found something, but I believe they would be even better if they have contacted Sieta and us. So you will get appropriate arguments to underline our attractiveness. But that's, I mean, you did fairly well. Congratulate on that. You see all those reasons here on the slide, but the most important one is explained by our investors. They're telling that they have found the proper relation between productivity, quality of work, and quality of end product, and for that to be paid price. Because it's not only the matter how much you will pay to someone or to your employee, either white or blue colored. Much more important thing is what this employee or that employee will do within 8 hours of working time or 40 hours working week. So that is the most important question. And our experience is showing that we are there very competitive because we have very competitive productivity. And what is much more important, we have managed to have very fast startup phases. So where in short period of time, the companies have managed to reach very fair productivity of 60 or 70% after a very short period of time. And that is one positive feedback that we got from our investors. We've already spoken about free trade agreements. Important one, of course, with Russia, but it came with Turkey. And with Russia, once again, to underline, you are able to produce in Republic of Serbia if you have the local content. That is important precondition. You have to have local content over 51% in order to be able to export custom free. And of course, there is a list that is excluding certain products. Every single country is doing it. Russia did it as well. But basically, very big number of products are able to be Serbian exported without customs to Russian Federation. We have spoken about our tax framework. I would just like to give you one information. The regulation is saying if you would invest, from today's point of view, 800 million dinars, that is some 7.5 million euros. The second important point is you have to create 100 jobs. That is an important point. Then you're getting 10 years tax holiday. So for 10 years, you're not paying those 10%, competitive and very good solution. 20% flat rate tax, personal income tax, and here what we wanted is to present to you how calculation is looking like. So very precisely, an average net salary in the whole economy of our region is, as you can see from statistics of January 2010, some 350 euro. That means that in total the employee costs you 570 euro, but that is not the gross salary in the Western European sense. The difference between the Republic of Serbia and Western Europe is that we are negotiating always net salary. So we do not negotiate with our employer the gross salary and then every single person has different personal income tax. No, we are always negotiating net salary and then the employer has to calculate what will be the cost under the bottom line. And I can tell you that is the point where a certain number of investors is making mistakes because they're combining this figure with the gross salary in other countries. In Romania, Slovakia, and other countries you will negotiate salaries gross, and in Serbia you do that net, but you have to consider this total cost. And if you then in our competitors, and our competitors to be very frankly are Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, and with the latest for automotive supply industry, even Northern Africa, some countries of Northern Africa. So it is important to negotiate. We are trying always to underline that, to compare the total costs in all those countries. How much does it cost when you draw the line to see what is the real cost benefit in that sense. Drivers for innovation, you can see here some academic institution that we have. Important and already mentioned from my colleague Bojan is our Faculty of Technical Science. Yes, indeed, we have their huge potentials. This faculty has latest over 58 spin-off companies today, creating in those 58 companies over 2,000 jobs for young engineers, and are exporting some 40 million euro abroad. So about subsidies, you can see here certain programs that are presented. I would stick to two of them because others have been already mentioned. That is this program of state grants. We have also our program of National Employment Service, as well as from provincial government, and also for specialized underdeveloped municipalities, where is foreseen that if you would invest over, or if you would invest up to 8 million euro, you would be able to get 3 years of grace period, only 2.5% of the interest rate, and payback time is as well 8 years. So 3 years grace period, so you're paying back, in 5 years. And provincial government is also supporting every single new created job with between 1,000 and 1,300. Important to be mentioned is that for the state grants and this program of provincial government, in order to secure that you will fulfill your promises, we are asking for a bank guarantee as instrument of insurance, and that works very fairly nicely. And then when we're speaking about what are the sectors for our region, let's start. We were told that we should perhaps say a few words about renewable energy resources, and there perhaps we see some differences to that, what our young colleague told. We believe very much that the wind energy has potential as well as biomass. What you should know about Vojvodina, Vojvodina has 1.8 million hectares, very fertile land, and out of that huge, let's say, as you can see, biomass potential of 2.7 million, or let's say residue of 1.7 million tons. So we see there huge potential as well as in the field of wind energy. Still, legal framework is there, feed-in tariffs are there. What we need is to develop an infrastructure, and renewable energy sources are topic already today, but will be much more, I would say, in the next 2 years' time. Here you can see how the feed-in tariff is, or how the feed-in tariff looks like. That is how it is organized. When we're speaking about agribusiness, I already told you we have 1.8 million hectares. Already 44 foreign companies in food and beverage sector that have invested 1.6 billion euros with 16,000 employees. And we can go to the next one, that is automotive components. This slide you were able to see already. This should show you only the possibility of just-in-time and just-in-sequence delivery, and that is where this competitive advantage that the foreign investors have already recognized. Electronics and ICT already mentioned, Faculty of Technical Science, very strong basis for that. And now we are, or let's say, we have one very strong company that is interested to invest in this sector, in IT sector, over 70 million euro. The negotiations are underway. We hope that we will, latest first quarter 2011, be able to present that investment. Tourism, that it was mentioned from His Excellency, based or within the Danube strategy that comes, is certainly very big topic, especially marinas along the Danube. What you should know, from the Budapest down the river, you will not find almost any real marina where the ships, touristic ships and also private ships, could stop, and that is where we believe that there is a huge potential. As you can see, that is one of the renderings for future marina. It is almost at the end of Vojvodina, near to the border of Romania. It can be developed very, very interesting. We have 13 places on the 500 kilometers of the Danube that goes through Vojvodina that we have seen as that can be very good developed. And basically, briefly to our organization, we've been established by the regional government. We have 5 main activity groups. The first one is to promote Vojvodina, what we are doing today. The second one is to offer tailor-made solutions for interested investors. Aftercare is a very important point for us. That means that we are cooperating with the companies that are already present in our region. In 2 cases, mostly either it is if we speak about reinvestment, or if we have to solve them some problems. You will always have the problems. It doesn't matter where you would invest. Problems are always there. Policy advocacy means that we are working very close with all governmental levels in order to improve investment climate in our region, and we are co-founder of 5 business incubators. So, thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, of course, I would be more than glad to answer.
Mr. Bukarski, thank you very much for your very interesting talk about your region. And we're going to the last but not least talk of today's session of Vladimir Grujic. He's the head of the human resources for Columbus Academy.
Yes.
Yes?
In the realm of Columbus and this organization.
Yes. I'm looking forward to your talk.
I need to